Crypto history is repeating right now, and right now we are on the verge of watching one of the largest breakouts ever on Ethereum. And on today's video, I will be exactly discuss my price targets. I am of course going to be talking about the very boring consolidation that is now lasting for 18 days on Bitcoin. But more importantly, we are clearly seeing a bunch of liquidity is being piled up right now here. So this boring consolidation where we're looking at is obviously going to be ending anytime soon right here. Of course, tomorrow we're going to get the first ever White House crypto and Bitcoin policy report, and this is obviously gonna be massive. Also, this entire week starting from tomorrow is about to get very wealthier. So guys, don't forget to watch this video till the end because I will be discussing my massive trade. I am going to be discussing this insane pattern which we're currently creating, what it historically has done. Obviously, I'm going to be talking about this big reversal, the imminent short term, and much more important charts here. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again snap that like button back above 1,000 likes will be highly appreciated. And let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So quickly talking about Bitcoin before diving in towards this massive breakout, which is about to be taking place in 2 days from now on. Bitcoin still is very boring. It is still sitting in this consolidation phase, and in my opinion, we need to break above that 120k level in order to flip bullish outside of this range here. And to be very honest, if I'm looking at the liquidity heat map, we can see that there is a bunch of liquidity being piled up above us, above 121,000 US dollars. So there are hundreds of millions of liquidations laying around those levels. So it is going to be very obvious that ultimately Bitcoin is at least going to grab the liquidity. I'm not saying it's going to be staying over there, but at least we're going to be grabbing that. But of course, then we confirm the breakout above the high. So it is likely that we're going to be seeing a continuation higher. So at least a big push higher is still on the table right now. And honestly, we can see that Bitcoin is trading in this downward sloping trend line, downward sloping support line. And honestly, whenever we clear this resistance, which got us rejected multiple times in a row here, that is of course where the big continuation is going to be taking place here. So yeah, very excited for what we're currently seeing obviously here on the Bitcoin price action. Whenever we break outside of it, it is going to be a very big breakout. So of course, the price target for this major bull flag pattern is going to be a very big way towards the upside, all the way to about 127,000 US dollars. So ultimately, that is going to be my next target if we do clear this resistance on the top side. So Bitcoin really preparing for that next move. You can see it also on the daily time frame. We're just consolidating and creating that very creepy bull flag pattern. And of course, whenever we clear the resistance, we're just going to be flying up towards that next range high here. So make sure to be prepared for that. And of course, I discussed it multiple times already. This is the last part of the cycle. Why? Is because this has always happened in terms of timing. We've got about maximum 2 months left in this Bitcoin bull market, if history is any indication. And personally, my ultimate target for this Bitcoin bull market is going to be $137,000. If we touch that level, I will definitely consider to take a slide of the short position, since yeah, that is of course the ultimate Fibonacci resistance range where I've been looking at ever since we were sitting on the bear market low. This is what I discussed. 130 to about $140,000 was my price target on the Bitcoin bear market low, and since we're going to be reaching it, I'm going to be sticking towards my strategy because it's obviously very easy to become overexcited. But what is for sure a thing here which could potentially be a sell the news thing or potentially could cause a major pump towards the upside is of course the White House crypto release, which is going to come tomorrow. And this report is going to be filled with how the United States of America is going to be actually accumulate their Bitcoin, their crypto. So this is going to be obviously very big here, and this is set to be released tomorrow. So expect a lot of volatility to hit the market also tomorrow. Then of course we have the FOMC meeting, and of course it's not that there's going to be any rate cuts, but the speech of Jerome Powell could be affecting the markets quite heavily. Then of course for my trades, guys, I remain to be in my long positions on Bitcoin, on Ethereum. Honestly, there's not a lot of changing in my positions. And yes, the best thing which you can currently do here is, of course, if you potentially see your own trading setup, sign up an account to WeX using the first link in today's video description, because WeX is the best exchange out there. And like you can see, they're currently offering you a 25% fee rebate, which makes this by far the cheapest exchange out there. And also by signing up an account, you can get a free $100, an extra 30,000 US dollars in deposit bonuses. So definitely the best exchange is, of course, WeX, and I am betting very very big on this phase 3 here, where the funds from Ethereum is going to be moving towards large caps. That is why I've opened up a lot of long trades on Pepe, Ondo Finance, Dogecoin, etc., Cardano, because I do believe this rotation is going to be happening. So still betting very heavily on that, and nothing has really changed in terms of my mindset. I still think in the last 2 months in the market, you are of course going to be obviously make the most amount of gains here. So that is why I think it's a very great time to be signing up an account to VX. And of course, whenever I think Bitcoin is going to be topping out, I'm also going to be showing you on how I'm going to be shorting the exact Bitcoin bull market top here, because that is not going to be a very popular opinion, but that is something I will be doing. So make sure to already claim this insane fee rebate, because yes guys, if you sign up an account right now, you will get the lowest fees forever, but it's only valid till the 31st of July here. So after that, you can't get this 25% fee rebate. So now I want to be quickly talking about this major fractal on Ethereum, because Ethereum is creating, of course, this major symmetrical triangle, and we are literally about to be breaking out outside of this 5-year downward sloping resistance line, or 4-year downward sloping resistance line. And whenever we confirm the breakout of this, guys, it's going to be quite massive, because Bitcoin also lost some, right? It created about a 4-year downward sloping resistance line. And the moment we broke outside of that, yeah, everyone knows what happened afterwards. Bitcoin increased with about 500% here. And I mean, honestly, Ethereum could be doing something similar, and then it would all run all the way up to about 20,000 US dollars. So we are watching indeed a very, very big consolidation pattern on a multi-year time frame break out right now, and this is definitely something you cannot ignore. And of course, there are some very big fundamental shifts right now happening to Ethereum, like for example, we are seeing big accumulation coming in from large companies. We're seeing the spot Ethereum ETF consistently outperform the Bitcoin ETF here. Yesterday we only saw $65 million of inflows, but yes, in the last periods we have seen the spot Ethereum ETF going absolutely parabolic. And yes, this is just something you cannot ignore here. We are seeing a big pattern breakout here. And honestly, a target of $20,000 sounds quite ridiculous, but this is also what Bitcoin has done here. So is it really so ridiculous? But personally, in my opinion, I won't be surprised to still see in the next 2 months here, which is the final stage of the bull market, to see the price of Ethereum double. So that is my real big bet here. And that is why I'm also decided to hold my Ethereum trades open, only take a slight little profit on $4,000, set my take profit in profit, set my stop loss in profit, and then let it run all the way up to about $8,000. Then on the imminent short term for Ethereum, we are seeing, of course, that we're creating this upper sloping support line right here. And yes, whenever, actually every single time we touched it, we bounced towards the upside. Before we were looking at the symmetrical triangle, we broke out, of course, saw a big continuation higher, but the charts are looking very, very good there. It is clearly becoming altcoin season right now, but one big thing I want to be telling you is that we got exactly rejected by my level of previous support, flipped into resistance right here, and once again, is clearly the level of resistance for Ethereum. And this is the Ethereum compared to Bitcoin valuation, one of the most important charts there. But yeah, this is clearly a level we need to break above of. If we can break this level, we could be in for that next major rally higher for ETH. But yeah, so far it looks to be that we're still getting rejected. But as soon as we break this level, honestly, I think we're going to be going to this previous high, which is sitting around 0.037. And that means like another 15% bump against Bitcoin. So that is going to be quite big here. Then obviously, all the charts against the Bitcoin dominance or against Bitcoin are all looking quite bullish right now here. We are seeing the best. We're seeing, of course, Ethereum outperform. And this is something that always happens at the last stage of the cycle. And I cannot stress enough about this fact here. We are right now entering the last 2 months of the cycle. And this is, of course, also where the big gains on altcoins are usually realized. And I mean, I want to be very honest. We have not seen crazy gains on altcoins yet here. But yes, it can also come only in the last 4 weeks of this cycle. But yeah, if we're looking at this timing, we've got about 2 months or maybe 9 weeks left in this Bitcoin bull market cycle. According to history, at least here. Because this is where the Bitcoin bull markets have always stopped out here. So yeah. And you can see it not on this chart, but that's because we don't have enough data. But you can see it also over here. This is where we topped out. This is where we topped out. And once again, this is likely where we're going to be topping out here. So, guys, I am not saying it because I want to make you guys afraid here. But I'm only saying this because this has happened every single cycle yet so far. So, That is why I am currently saying this, and that is why I will be repeating myself here. So anyways, guys, this was it for me on today's update video. If you did enjoy it, like it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.